Once again, we have head coach Norm Bazin for the Riverhawks and players Ryan Lowen and Michael Kapla. Let's start with head coach Norm Bazin, an opening statement this afternoon.
Yeah, we're excited to get by that opponent. I'd like to congratulate Cornell on an outstanding season. We knew they were a tough opponent from the pre-scout, and they gave us that and more. So it was a tough game, despite what the score might indicate afterwards. We felt it was a hard-fought battle, and we were fortunate. We got contributions for all 4 lines. We got contributions from our special teams, and that helped us get over the edge.
All right, let's open it up for questions from our 2 players, Michael Kapla and Ryan Lowen. Once again, raise your hand, and the microphone will come your way. Right here in the front row.
Hi, Michael first, I guess. That goal in that was disallowed in the first minute by Cornell, were you guys confident during the replay that it wasn't? Some of the Cornell players felt that it was a high stick and they thought it would be waved off, but what was kind of the reaction of the Lowell players?
Yeah, I mean, either way, no matter what happened, if they would have scored a goal or it did get called off, we were confident, just to get back to our game plan, stick with the process there.
Our microphone's coming here. We got front row and second row here. There we go.
Alex Hall with the New Hampshire Union Leader. Michael and Ryan, did you feel like that goal that they had disallowed, but did that kind of help just refocus you guys at that point after those opening couple seconds, or were you guys already kind of at that point?
I think we've been in that position before this year. I think so. Either way, whatever outcome it would have been, we would have been fine, because I think we responded well as a group, no matter what happened. So we were fortunate for it to be called off, but like I said, I think we're pretty confident with whatever the results were.
Front row here.
Jeff Cox with SB Nation. Ryan, it seemed like your team speed was able to create pressure on the forecheck and force some turnovers. From ice level, what did you see that kind of allowed you guys to take advantage of your speed and forecheck and force turnovers today?
Yeah, we knew they were going to be a good team. They're big, obviously, and we wanted to keep moving, move the puck, move our feet, and I think we were able to do that early on and throughout the game, and I think we benefited from moving our feet and created some chances off turnovers on the forecheck, and we're able to put a couple in.
Ryan, this is Dave Hendrickson, U.S. College Hockey Online. Can you just talk about how any 4 of the lines on your team are able to make significant contributions and have done so all season long?
Yeah, it's definitely good to get contribution from all 4 lines, from top to bottom, and you see Gams and CJ scoring, and guys are just as excited when Domowski and our line score. So we did a good job spreading out the scoring as of late, and hopefully we can continue.
Another question here.
Dave Pavir, Little Sun. Michael, obviously it's not a competitive advantage at all, but I mean, the amount of delays looking at video as players, is it difficult to stand there and kind of create a flow to the game? It just seemed an inordinate amount of time today that was spent either looking at goals or penalties.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it affects it too much. It's just part of the game and the way it goes, so it's not that big of a deal. We just try to talk to each other as a team on the bench and try to be ready to go when that next shift comes.
Michael Barry, Scale and Lowell Sun. Much is made of the noon start. Both teams have to play it, but it's a very unusual game. I think the earliest game this year was maybe 3 p.m. This time of year, with all that's at stake, do you not really care what time you play or the circumstances?
Yeah, I think actually we're excited to get it going earlier today, so we don't have to sit around all day and wait for the game, because that can kind of take a while. So yeah, like you said, both teams have to play at that time. So either way, we're excited, just to get playing right away in the day.
One last question for the players, please.
Ryan, did you actually see that puck hit 2 posts off your backhand and come right back to your tape?
No, I saw some guys celebrating. I didn't even see where it went, to be honest. But just luckily enough, it just ended up on on my stick and just threw it back in there just to be safe, and fortunate enough to put it in.
Okay, thank you, players. You can head back to your locker room.
Good job, guys.
Thank you guys very much. And now we'll open up the floor to questions for head coach Norm Bazin. Thank you.
Norm, Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Can you talk about how physical Cornell was and how your team was able to handle that?
I thought we handled it pretty well. They're obviously a very good hockey club. Part of their identity is physical play. And I thought Lowen summed it up. If you're not moving, you're a sitting duck, and it's not a good recipe or a formula against Cornell. They're very strong, and they take up a lot of room out there.
We have a couple questions, first row and second row here. There we go, third row.
Mike McMahon, College Hockey News. Coach, the guys were talking about how they thought the forecheck, the speed, especially on the forecheck, was going to be important. The first goal, does that sort of sum up what they were talking about? Because I think Connor Wilson had a shift there right before that first goal where he sort of pinched down low and just forced their D to not even allow to break out, and then Domoski gets the puck in front. I mean, is that sort of an example of what they were talking about there?
Yeah, we saw several things in the pre-scout that we were trying to alleviate, and part of it is that they have some outstanding set breakouts, and they have some timing associated with those. So we tried to break some of that, and fortunately for us, we were able to cause a turnover and create that goal.
You're in front row here.
Thank you. I'm Rich Thompson, Boston Hill. Just talk about the 19-save shutout for your freshman goalie, and what will that do for his confidence as the tournament goes on?
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt. He had what I would characterize as a solid performance today. I'd have to look back at the film, and I will, just to see how many times he got really tested at the same time. You talk about a young goalie getting a shutout in a crucial game. It's very important. I think it's going to help his confidence. Tomorrow we know is another challenge, and he'll have to put this one behind him.
Dave Hendrickson, USCHO. Every coach wants his team to go and control the puck, but your team was able to really kind of dominate the puck possession time. How is it that your team can go and do that against quality opponents? What are the keys to that?
Well, I didn't think we did that in the first. I wasn't very pleased with the first period. I thought we didn't have the puck in the offensive zone enough in any event. When we're playing well, as many teams try to do, is you try to have puck possession time as much as you can in the offensive zone. I thought as the game wore on, we got a little bit better from that standpoint. And I think it's just about guys moving their feet and not wishing for hope passes, and making sure that they connect with communication and with their teammates, whether it's low to high type offensive zone schemes or their cycle plays down low.
Coach, just when Ryan gives you guys the 2-0 lead, 6 minutes into the second, just how did that kind of change the complexion? Going from a 1-goal lead to a 2-goal lead, and just knowing how you guys played defensively.
It's an interesting question, because I don't think we ever felt safe. These are big games, and there's so many momentum shifts that, as you recognize, there's so many stoppages, goal reviews, et cetera, that it's kind of split up into many little games out there. So you got to make sure that you navigate those shifts. But no, it's always easier playing with the lead. Chasing the game against Cornell would be a recipe for disaster, because they're very good defensively. So we're able to get ahead of it today.
We have one here in the front row. Did you?
Quick question. You got an explanation upstairs about the goal that was disallowed that first made it 3-0 goal. Was it offsides or?
No, they said there was too many men. Line change. I'll have to watch it. Frankly, I don't have an opinion on that. I'd have to watch it on film and get a better understanding.
Any final questions for Coach Bazin? Nope, all set.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Coach. And good luck tomorrow.